All right, this is John Grant with Innovate XR. Some of you know me from my recent work in the government, exploring immersive visualization and artificial intelligence. But now I am on my own. I retired early from the federal government, and my first video doing this is really about Samsung and Google's Android XR platform on the Samsung Galaxy XR. Some of you think of it as a Apple Vision Pro Lite. Um, there are some aspects of it that remind me of the Apple Vision Pro, a lot of the interaction, the user interaction. This is the headset. You can see in the background I have the box open. And I will start with I'm disappointed. After all this time, I can just go back to a Quest 3. Really disappointed. And some people are going to say, but you can use Google's Gemini on it. I can use Google's Gemini on any of these headsets that have a browser. So disappointing. There was nothing special about using it on this headset, on the Galaxy XR. It's uncomfortable because you have to squish it against the top of your head right here and here. There is no feature to help remove and pull the stress of all of this on your face, although it feels like half the weight of a Vision Pro. So that feels better. And the apps are the majority of apps are just regular Google apps that I can play with on a Quest 3, right? And oh, by the way, yes, I'm showing this like, oh, I don't have any wires, but yes, there are wires. Quest 3, we don't have any wires on it, right? None at all, no cables, nothing. But on this, I have to snap this on, which I like the connection if you were going to use a tethered device, and then plug in this battery that feels like it weighs as much as the headset. So that's got to be on me to the side. And it feels off. I mean, in fact, the view from inside this, what I see, my pass through is worse than my Quest 3. Oh, how much should Quest 3 cost? Somewhere around $500, right? Depending on what you're getting, which size you're getting, and maybe some of the accessories you might get to make it fit more and be more comfortable. But it's basically $1,800. I don't even have the controllers. And then I ordered the eye inserts, so I'm waiting for those to come. That's another $100 ish, right? But those will sit around like my Apple Vision Pro prescription inserts as well, because I returned my Apple Vision Pro right after I got it, after testing it for a week and a half. I'm not even going to wait that long for the Galaxy XR. I got to say, Samsung, I love a lot of your products. I love what you tried to do. If you had released this 2 years ago, just before the Vision Pro, I would have said, okay, good attempt, but I would still be in the same boat. A big thing for this is about the pass through, and the quality is terrible. When I go to move my head, it takes a while to really see what's going on with the environment and regenerate in front of my face. Where Quest, yes, they've had a couple of years to really work on the firmware and the software and everything, but they got it down. And I'm curious if the reason that Meta has chosen to kind of slow down on the Quest 4 or whatever it's going to be next is because they got some inside look at this and also realized Apple really isn't doing anything new and said, why do we got to put a lot of resources into another version of the Quest 3? In fact, it sucks that they they made the Quest 3S. That's terrible. It should stick with the Quest 3 and just get better from there. But the Quest 3S is a downgrade of the Quest 3. But there's no competition. Who's the competition, you guys? The manufacturer. Come on, I'm paying for this. Why? Here's also another thing. One of the things I've talked about on LinkedIn and other social media. Why, if this is not on my face, it's useless. Useless. It's the same thing with the Quest 3, right? But I'm paying so much more for this, and this has so much more flexibility. I can do all kinds more things that I can't do with this. I got to install virtual desktop. Actually, I'm not going to install virtual desktop on this because this does not look as good as even the Quest 3. And I'm tethered, right? No. And it hurts on my head. Talk about frustrating. I thought Samsung had it. In fact, one of the best potential opportunities, especially with Android XR, would have been, all right, I take this off my face. Right now, all the headsets you take off your face are useless. The Vision Pro, when you took it off your face, it was useless. It's still useless. You don't do anything with it. It sits there. It's super powerful, has AI chips in it, all of this stuff, and it sits on your desk until you choose to put it on your face. Why isn't it a computer? Oh, internal squabbles inside so Samsung, the business unit that created this, imagine the meetings that they had at the senior levels when the heads of each of these business units inside Samsung got together and said, well, the business unit this says, hey, we're going to go ahead and let you use DeX on it so that you don't need another computer. You can just place this on your desk and use DEX, Samsung's DeX, and it can be your computer connected straight to a monitor, keyboard, a mouse, and I can do all my productivity stuff. If I can play friggin' XR games on this, then why can't I just do productivity suites on this? And Android XR would have been a perfect platform because I have my entire Android suite on there, and I could have used Sheets and everything else, right? Why? Oh, internal squabbles. I'm sorry. You gave me an amazing compute device, and you had an opportunity to disrupt the the PC industry. You chose not to do it. It's the same thing with Samsung. Meta doesn't make computers. Oh, yeah, they do. This is a friggin' computer. They could have done it too. Still don't understand why Meta hasn't tried to do that to disrupt that market, especially when you're saying, I want people's eyeballs on my products 24/7. The moment I take this off my head, I know Meta, you have other software on other people's platforms, right? Where they're accessing it with PC or their smartphone or something like that. I got it. But why don't you steal part of that market from the others? Tackle the PC industry, right? This is basically a Chromebook on steroids. Okay, why can't it be my compute device while it's charging? Come on, just this dumb. And when people are saying, hey, this is an amazing piece of machinery because I can use Gemini with it. I can do the same thing with my Quest 3. Don't go buy this just because you can use AI with it. You can use AI with this. And although I'm not holding up my HTC headsets, you could do the same thing with them. Even if you were tethered to a PC with another headset, you can still use AI on them. All you need is access to the browser. Okay, so frustrated, upset. A lot of you that know me are going to be surprised with my reaction in this video because you usually see me calm and diplomatic. But I'm kind of over that. I don't have to be as calm and diplomatic as I had to while I was a government employee, right? This, I can't believe it. I'm sending it back. Why? Come on. If it was also a compute device, believe me, I would hold on to it. If Apple hadn't had their internal squabbles inside their in their business units, and whoever did the Apple Vision Pro was strong enough to overcome all of the other business units and say, no, yeah, we're going to push hard for that. I'm, senior leadership must have said, no, we're making too much with Macs and stuff. So we're not going to let you guys try to do this new spatial computing platform. We're just going to have people pay crazy amounts of money for a thing that rarely are they going to put on their face. And those who are, the the few that are, wonderful. It is beautiful for you and you can handle it. And the cost, somehow you've created the value for yourself. But the majority of people who have bought a Vision Pro, it sits down and rarely gets used. And it's not being used for how it's actually built. It's a little supercomputer. And I consider this a kind of little supercomputer. But it's really just Google Chrome. It's like a Chromebook. It's just on my head. The problem is when I take it off my head, it's useless. It's useless. In fact, while it's charging, I'll go back to the Apple Vision Pro. If I have an Apple Vision Pro in my house, why can't it, while it's charging, also help make me some money by being a AI inference compute model available for me? Right? Nope. Sorry. You got to go off to a network someplace into the cloud and let the cloud use all the power and all the resources required for AI and machine learning compute infrastructure. Can't put it on that headset that's just sitting there that you paid all kinds of money for, and we spent a lot of money to build and all that stuff. Nope. Can't use it. Sorry. That's a brick. Just let it charge until you put it on your face. Wow. I just don't get it. I do not get it. Are you guys talking to each other? I mean, are the corporations talking to each other and say, oh, no. Because Microsoft could have done this years ago with the HoloLens. It could have been, it is a computer, but they didn't give it the opportunity to just act as the computer when it wasn't on your face. Come on, you guys. Are you guys collaborating with each other in a way that says, nope, we can't do it. We got to keep using all these other resources to do these. I have all kinds of computers in my house that are just museum pieces now, but they're computers. And the only way you allow it to be used is to put it on my face. That's the only time it can be used. Wow. Somebody missed out. I really hope somebody else takes the opportunity. You guys can with your friggin' firmware updates. Somebody could make a little hub that this just sets in and, oh, hey, it connects to my monitor. Some of you are going to be, oh, but you can do that when you put it on your face. You can bring up all kinds of monitors inside your face with immersed and stuff, right? So what? It's on my face, but most of the time it's not going to be on my face, especially when it's uncomfortable for me to wear for more than like 30 minutes to an hour. But I might deal with it where I can pick it up every once in a while with my ecosystem that I have, my Android ecosystem, if it's also a computer sitting there on my desk while it's charging. And when I need to get into spatial computing, XR, immersive visualization, I just pick it up and put it on my head. Come on. You're purposefully restricting its ability to be used that way. Purposefully. Why? Come on. That's crazy. If you buy this, I'm very curious. Why are you buying this and not this? All of them are doing the same thing when it comes to privacy and security. Why are you paying for this thing so much more, much less comfortable, unless you have a specific app that's really leveraging face tracking, right? Because my Vision, hold on, let me get this one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. This is my Quest Pro. I don't use it anymore. It sits up there. It has all the same kind of functionality and features this does with the same Meta hardware, but even Meta went away from, oh, we made it too good, but not with and too expensive, but not with the functions and features. The games and the apps there aren't enough to leverage the functions and features that this is a value for, especially for face tracking. Yes, face tracking, great on this. Face tracking on the Vision Pro, yes. But you guys haven't put together the software that makes it so compelling that that's the reason that I have this, that I have to spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times more than a Quest 3 to have that functionality. Come on, you guys. Come on. Samsung, disappointed. Old, old, old. Wow. Yeah, disappointed. I know those who know me are going to be like, "Wow, I can't believe that John has gone off the rail like this." But when you see behind me and you know what I've done for the last 15 years, you know how much I've been tracking all of this and how many times I've told the different companies that those opportunities. And from some of them, the response I got was basically take what we built out, figure out how to use it. Sad, disappointing. Um, so, boy, HTC, come on, you could do it. You try. Vario, maybe one day, you know, come on, you guys can do it. Samsung could probably do a firmware update, software update in its next thing, and immediately this is ready to be used like your Chromebook, right? They're like, oh, yeah, we messed up. Because I would anticipate that the majority of people who buy this device are going to return it. They're going to try to get rid of it, or they're just not going to put it on their face anymore. Because they can get better stuff out of this. Unless for some reason they're doing face tracking, mouth movements with their avatar much more, and it's much more meaningful for whatever the point is. That's the only reason. Because you can't go and buy the Meta Quest Pro anymore. And why would you buy a Vision Pro? Even with the M5 chip, it's still a friggin' computer on your face. You got to take it off your face. It can't be used unless, this is an interesting thing, unless Apple with its new connector on the other side that used to just go straight in and be, it's the developer piece that connects to a Mac, unless that's being adjusted in a way that that will allow you to plug into like a hub and use a mouse and a keyboard and your monitor without requiring another computer anywhere or a Mac or any of that within that mix. Then you go and buy the Apple Vision Pro and it becomes your Mac or your Mac Studio because it's so friggin' powerful and it's got that M5 chip. And potentially it does all your inference for your AI on the headset instead of having to be in a queue and use all of those tokens and all the power it takes and all that stuff for inference on the cloud, right? That would be appropriate. That would be nice. That'd be good, right? Ooh, come on, you guys. Ah, that's frustrating. Oh my gosh, this is frustrating. I wish I was doing this live and you guys could ask me questions while I was doing this live about, well, what about this, John? What about this? What about this? No, no. I mean, anybody that would, everybody that knows me that's close knows I was stoked about the possibilities for this and constantly saying, boy, I hope that Samsung DeX is available on this. Those of you who have Samsung phones know how that Samsung DeX functionality was really good for some of you. But imagine that with a device like this, right? Yeah, frustrating, frustrating. So looking forward to exploring other things, but unfortunately, I don't see the value of holding on to this. I often like to hold on to the devices to use as a like museum piece and just be able to set it aside so I can grab it, when I need to show something to somebody sometime. But it's so expensive, just like the Apple Vision Pro was. There's no value in holding on to it for me, because in reality, this isn't Samsung's first attempt at this. Samsung's really been good historically when it comes to XR. When they were doing I've got most of their first things here. So when Samsung was doing Gear VR, where you'd put your phone, snap your phone into it, right? They did really good. And then also they did um, with Microsoft's Windows Mixed Reality Portal, basically tethered low cost VR headsets. Samsung went overboard when it made its version, and it was awesome. It was really really good. Um, so I was expecting that this was going to be even more amazing. And what I don't get is, why did they delay this? Because apparently they delayed their release by, I don't know if it was like a year after Apple Vision Pro came out. Like they made some decision like, oh no, we're not even close or whatever. But yeah, that's disappointing. Very disappointing. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. My dogs are groaning because they don't hear me complain like this a lot. They're like, oh. Okay, so I have to package this thing up. Already reset it back to factory settings. Um, oh my gosh, this is sad. It's sad. I thought they would get it. I thought they would already get it. Oh, that's Kramer, by the way. And then Newman is over here. Um, wow, this is sad. Anyways, the video might be a little bit grainy. Sorry about that. Hopefully the audio's good. But I thought I'd put something out because people are trying to flesh out, should they buy it? Samsung, you want to talk to me? Let's talk. Uh, I'll give you some very good ideas on how you can make sure that that people hold on to these. But you need to make a decision really quickly because you're going to have too many people returning them, especially those who have a Quest 3. They already have a Quest 3. They go to buy it because they're enthusiasts. I have a feeling they will return it because there's no value. There's there's no value unless they're super hyped into doing face tracking. But what app is really doing that much that's requiring that kind of making sure that you have that value in there? Otherwise, they just hold on to their Vision Pro and use that in whatever that app is. All right, that's it for right now. Bye, everybody.